Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's videographer, and then it's a
it's a filmographer. Hey, yeah.
The stuff before the show.
Yeah. What's good? Yeah.
Filmographer, a person who compiles filmographies or who studies filmography. It's a word, my G. Dang.
Okay. I just.
Hey, I would question Kid because Kid be coming with the I'm smarter, so I'm gonna say it with confidence. He be wrong. He be wrong.
If I don't know, I'm gonna tell you. I don't know.
Get out of here. What's good, y'all? Hey, we got a lot to get into on today's episode. Small things, right? Bears signed some guys for rookie minicamp. We'll break them down a little bit. Nothing crazy. And then got to get into the topic. Who has the most pressure on them coming into this season? I mean, we could be talking about players, coaches. We could be talking about the GM. We could be talking about the organization as a whole. A lot of pressure to go around here on the Chicago Bears this season. And then finally, and if we can get to it, because y'all know we be running our mouth, is the Warriors dynasty coming to an end?
Whether they won or lost, it was always coming to an end.
That is, at some point, I guess it's going to come to an end. But hey, ladies and gentlemen, filmographer. Yeah. I don't like that we dance and then Steph does like the Derrick Rose at the All-Star game. Like he's just like, hey, I ain't got nothing for you. I'm not
impressed. Let's get to it.
I ain't got nothing for you.
The highlight reels.
I ain't got nothing for you, bro.
After 3 years, I'm pretty sure he wished he danced. Anyway,
hey.
Nah, he still say that. He still even on Matt Hoffa pod, he was like, yeah, nah, that's just not me. He said they talked about it backstage, and I was like, that's okay. Derrick Rose is Kawhi before Kawhi. That's what it comes down to. What's good, Chicago? How y'all feeling today, man? Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Y'all out here blowing up all these other podcasts, man. Y'all might as well do us a favor. Go ahead and
come on. Push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Might as well hit it.
Yeah, come on, push the button.
You heard Su Young.
You heard what she said.
You heard what she said. Stop playing with her. Shout out to I heard Chris Tucker did a phenomenal job in Air. Still haven't seen Air yet. I heard Chris Tucker did a phenomenal job in Air, so I gotta check that out.
Keith said it was solid. So
Air.
The Michael Jordan movie?
Oh, he got a movie out? Oh, dang, I didn't even know.
It's not his movie.
It's not his movie. It's Ben Affleck.
You ain't heard about Air yet?
No, what's that about?
Right.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you this right now.
All right.
While he's wearing a Bulls hat, there's no worse moment for a Chicago sports show than that. It's about.
Hey, and I literally just.
You said no. Are you saying what I think? You saying Air? Like
it's called Air. The movie's called Air.
Oh,
no. I hate when people do that, bro. I hate when Muzz do that, bro.
When you be like Nike joint. What you talking about?
I know what you're talking about. What do you dig? And old boy was in that job.
Hey, fam, if you said, oh yeah, he was in the movie with about the shoe, I'd be like, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I literally said Michael Jordan, and he's still like,
hey, I'm not buying it.
Was Tucker playing Michael Jordan?
That'll be wild. That'll be wild.
No, wait, what?
Hey man, we got some signings, couple of roster moves. Let's get through some latest news and then get into our main topic here. But latest news, Bears signed 4 players out of rookie minicamp. Steven Carlson, tight end, 6'4", 240 pounds. He's actually a 3-year NFL vet. Played with the Browns last, appeared in 25 games, had some ACL issues, but the big thing for me with him is that 26 years old, trying to make a comeback. Hopefully, right, we'll be able to see him be a part of this organization. I love a good comeback story. I wouldn't mind to see that, especially with the Bears wanting to do a little bit of twin tight end action. Also got DeAnthony Jones, edge rusher, 6 foot tall, 276 pounds, undrafted rookie. These must be playing a long time in college, bro. Now this guy's a little bit more normal. He played 3 years at the University of Houston after transferring to Long Beach City College in California. He was an first team All-American Athletic Conference, appearing in 13 games. Got 8 sacks and 13 and a half tackles last season, and time for most forced fumbles in the nation with 5. So shout out to him, man. He was one of the best edge rushers in the country, but went to one of the, the smaller schools.
I gotta give you a Charles Barkley moment. Do you ever realize that time for football seems to be moving extremely slow? I'm gonna give you a case in point. Do you know I was today years old when I found out Sam Darnold was 25?
Who's Sam Donald?
Sam Darnold.
There you go.
Oh, okay, well, yeah.
Right, well, welcome back.
Hey,
actually,
he's been in the league forever.
Hey, bro,
in my opinion.
I would make the argument that football is incredibly fast because we moved on from Sam Darnold the second he got into the league.
I'm seeing Ghost.
Oh, hey, he's been seeing ghosts for a long time. Shout out to this one though. This is a good one. This is a good feel-good story. I actually hope this one works out. Undrafted rookie who appeared in 61 games with 33 starts. Josh Lugg out of Notre Dame. He was a 4-year starter. Opened all 12 contests. He played at right tackle in 2021. Played right guard a little bit as well in 2022. Was a big part of that Irish offensive line that was top in the running game, and I believe 31 points, 32 points a game. So big love for that. Good to see that. I hope that he sticks around. Got a couple more Notre Dame guys on the roster. I think we have 3. We have 3 Notre Dame guys on the roster. Komet,
Claypool, and now it's Lugg.
And who?
It'll be Josh Lugg.
Lugg as well. I thought there was one more that we have here. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I'm missing one. I thought we had one more guy from ND here. And then finally, Braylon Trahan, safety, 5'11", 196 pounds, appeared in 57 games. Here's the one here's my favorite one. And this is the point where it's like, all right, your college career is a career, bro. Over the last 6 seasons at Louisiana. He played 6 years at Louisiana. Equinemius St. Brown is the other one. He played 6 years at Louisiana, registering 214 tackles, 6.5 tackles for loss, 13 interceptions, one kick return. He returned for a touchdown. 60. Like he's had an NFL career in college.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Like, bro, like,
I will say
this is crazy.
It's not even that crazy because bro, it was a while back. It was this QB.
Bro, no, it wasn't even that long ago. He just finished.
Bro played QB for like 10 years.
Bro, he was like a grad student and he kept having eligibility.
Yeah.
I knew he wasn't going to the NFL, but just knew how to run the system. Bro, he played like 8 seasons.
Yeah, bro, it was I forget who he played for. But it was just wild. That's right. So he had like 6, but then I think he got more eligibility because of COVID as well. So he's got like 8 years, bro. Like it's hilarious. It's like, bro, this man had a full NFL career out here.
And nobody's talking. Hold on, I just pulled it up. I pulled a list of Jack Abram. That guy?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I couldn't.
He played QB.
Name.
I know he played QB, but
he's a quarterback.
He's a QB.
Yeah. I couldn't tell you buddy name. I ain't gonna lie. From Missouri, hey, shout out to him, man. That man had a full NFL career out there. He was dominating. I don't even know. He just knew the system. They wasn't going away from him because he knew the system.
It makes me wonder why, though. Like, why do you continue to play college football at that age?
Well, I mean, listen, you know you're not going to the NFL. If you can keep making the team, why not? Hey, but imagine. Oh, imagine wasted this. Imagine if he had
what just happened?
I just wasted some water. It's okay.
You good, bro?
Yeah, I'm good.
He said I'm fine.
It's okay. Yeah. Imagine if he had NIL back then. Like that would have been wild.
If he had NIL,
if he had NIL,
hey, never even thought about that. How is that going to change?
The guy who he's actually, one of them is still playing. I mean, what is he going to have NIL for Ben Gay at this point for being one of the oldest college?
Well, I mean, that's still 25. Here's the question though, right? Like, are we going to see guys not go to the NFL because of NIL deals that they can get in college, and you know you're not going to make that money at the next level? Like, those are a lot of the glue guys. That's a lot of your glue guys, dog. You're going to have to be a dog at drafting from now on. That's crazy. I never even thought about it. I'll tell you this. The
NIL is going to ruin it's actually going to ruin a lot of stuff.
I think more people than not are going to want to go to the NFL, but I think NIL probably is going to ruin the WNBA. They can't compete. They can't compete. Angel Reese is making M's.
Already, she's making more than people.
She's making M's. She won't make.
She made more than Candace Parker.
She won't make M's at the next level. Like, that's realistic out here.
Yeah.
Oh man. Hey man, we gonna keep this thing pushing along, man. Appreciate you guys for tuning in to Show and Love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Want to start off the show with the latest news. This is something we might add to it, just on some making sure that we updating y'all on the latest news, because there's a lot of times we just don't care, right? Like, there's a lot of news. Like, more realistically, I hope all of these dudes make the team, at least make the practice squad, live out your dream of playing in the NFL. I hope that they have, but we just don't care about the rookie minicamp guys. But it is newsworthy content. It's not breaking newsworthy content, but it is newsworthy content, man. So we're gonna start off a couple of shows a week, just breaking down the latest news, and then we'll get into what our topic of the day is. And right now, kid, topic of the day. Bring a little music back into our lives out here, my boy. Just a little light music. Question on the table. Who has the most pressure on the Chicago Bears this season? We're going to break this down offensively and defensively. And I mean, listen, if you say Justin Fields, we get it. But realistically, there's a lot of people you can name outside of that as well. So who do you feel has the most pressure on the Chicago Bears heading into 2023?
Luke Getsy. I feel like are we going only players? I'm sorry.
No. You can go whoever you want. Heck, you can say George McCaskey if you want to.
Well, I mean, I think at this point, George has done something that he's broken from the norm. So I think he's off the hot seat for a very long time at this point. I mean, he allowed the whole organization to be built. So shout out to him, right? To me, it's two people, Ryan Poles and Luke Getsy. Ryan Poles, because one, again, trading back your number one overall is a risky move. I don't care what anyone says. That is a risky move to go all in on Justin. Now, it's the right move for this situation, right? I agree with what he did, but it's a risky thing in the sense of, if Bryce Young goes off to be like light years better than Justin Fields was, even from day one, it's going to be one of those things where it's like, maybe we shouldn't have done that. When you look at it in hindsight, and hindsight's always 2020, but I mean, that's just being real. And Luke Getsy, for me, is because as a coach, he has to put everybody in the right position to succeed. And he's over, he's a coach, so I mean, obviously play calling, everything falls on him as well. Not saying that he does it, but like, he's responsible for how his staff gets his players prepared. And so this is one of those things where it's like, hey, you got the players now. If we're not getting the wins, it's like, clearly we're not getting the people put in the position to win, he's gonna be on the hot seat. Like, we're gonna see it. So if he Matt Nagy's this, I say Luke Getsy, and I also say Ryan Poles, even though I feel like the moves were solid, if everything else goes to crap, it's going to be a really hard offseason.
I'm not mad at that. I think Getsy is a really good one. I think that there is some pressure on him. I think it's a little eye opening when you find out, right? Like, we thought he was like, why is he overrunning Fields? Why is he just making him run the football? When you find out a third of his play calls were pass plays that end up being broken pass plays, I do think that there's a lot on the plate of Luke Getsy, but I think that also, right, like, in that sense, you kind of feel like, okay, he's calling a passing game. We just got to actually be able to make the passes. I'm going to be honest with you. On the offensive side, I know it's early on, but hey, listen, these guys, there are two guys to me that have the most amount of pressure on them. And it's because I think most of us feel like Justin Fields at least has right, like, if Justin Fields has a Lamar Jackson level of talent right now, and we think he's a little bit better passer, Lamar's a better runner. But if he has a Lamar Jackson level of talent right now, we're sitting here asking, okay, what are the other pieces around him? I think your two tackles have the most amount of pressure on them, and that includes Darnell Wright coming into this season. He is the guy that is being viewed as the person that's going to change Justin Fields' career. That's going to get Justin Fields onto the next level. He's the guy that's supposed to be, right, the one that keeps Justin Fields upright. Braxton Jones has to take a step. The pressure on Braxton Jones is crazy to me because Braxton Jones was bet on. Right? Like the Chicago Bears said, we believe in you. We're not taking Broderick Jones. We're not. Now, Paris Johnson was off the board at that point, so you wouldn't have been able to take him. But we're not going with a left tackle here. We're going with a right tackle because we believe in what you did last year. We're going to give you the opportunity to do that again. That's a top 10 pick. That is a really big thing to me. And so I really feel like, right, to me, your tackles, Darnell Wright and Braxton Jones, have the most amount of pressure on them coming into this season because no matter what, right, like we will put the blame on Justin Fields if things aren't being done if he has time. And I mean real time. I'm not talking about manufactured time where it's like, well, he had the most time in the league last year. Well, how much of that time is with people not in the backfield? Well, that's a different story. You know what I mean? Like it's like he had the most time in the league last year. It's like, yeah, it's different creating time when like you're running away from the people trying to kill you. So to me, I think that you're coming in with your tackles. That's a I know they're young, but that's major.
How do you feel about that bet, knowing that Wright is?
Oh yeah, no, I was saying what about defense?
Oh, we'll get to the defense too. We do offense and defense. Yeah.
How do you feel about? This is why I say Ryan Poles, because I feel good about the moves, but there's an opportunity and there's chances that they don't go right. So knowing that, how do you feel about us relying so much on a rookie for that level of protection as opposed to him going out and finding someone for that role? Now, I don't know who he would have been able to find.
The right tackle position was gross. I wouldn't have overpaid for McGlinchey either. I said that a long time ago. There was no, like, McGlinchey ended up, what did he end up getting? Didn't he end up with like 20 mil?
Yeah, no, he got like that.
Like Mike McGlinchey got the baggy bag. He got a bag from Denver. Like he got that dodo in that money. You know what I'm saying? Like, good Lord. Like, there's no way I'd have paid that money for Mike McGlinchey. And here's the thing, right? For me, my issue was I didn't want to go with the rookie at left tackle. I was okay with maybe Broderick Jones, but outside of that, $25 million per. Jesus.
But I think it's also because of the scheme that they running the ball wise.
Well, yeah, the zone scheme. That's the other thing too, right?
And Sean Payton was probably like that. That's my guy. Out of everybody, that's probably gonna be my guy. So I understand why they did it.
Yeah, and the main thing is too, right? Like when you're the Bears, right? Even Orlando Brown didn't fit with what we wanted to do. Orlando Brown. Like he didn't realistically. Like he wasn't the right. He would have had to change his body style for him to fit with the run style. So to me, I am very big on what they did, sticking with Braxton at the left tackle. I think that this is a huge gamble. I think that you're taking a chance, but allowing him to win the job is a big thing, right? I think when I look at the right side I'm not as worried about because you want a big body there. I'm okay with the guy developing on the right side because Justin can see that side. I'm more worried about his backside. I've seen quarterback. I've seen Jay Cutler take a lot of them, right, where his helmet's snapping back into his legs because some dude just folded him in half from behind.
Yeah. Hey, Steph, does Matt Eberflus get any smoke?
I feel like he will with the way that the defense is set up. Still, even though you still feel like maybe you don't got that guy in the middle. I mean, right now you got some pieces to still do some things on defense. I mean, everything else is there besides the defensive tackle that we've been talking about ad nauseum. So I mean, I still feel like as far as like if we're talking offense and defense, I don't think he's too much on the hot seat for me. But he's definitely got the pieces to do something. It's not like last year because it's just like Pat was saying. Like last year, it was just like, okay, you didn't have anybody because they got rid of everybody. But at the same time, it's like I know somebody's supposed to be there in these spots. So it's like, where are you? You know,
this is a genuine question for you all, fellas, because I really don't know. Like I know I have a sense of it, but again, football is my second sport. So looking at it, like at what point does the head coach for a football team get smoked? Because basketball is totally different, right? Head coach in basketball, there's coordinators and stuff that he has, but he bears the brunt of it all. But it seems like in football, like your head coach generally specializes in defense, from what I've experienced and seen, and your offensive coordinator or OC is a person who, like, if you're worried about why the score ain't being ran up or why we're not getting down the field, that's the guy you look at. But at what point does the head coach get smoked for even having that person in position?
I think for me it just depends on who it is, right? I mean, like
that's how that works, right? The head coach hires the OC.
Well, it depends, right? Like there's a lot of Tana. They haven't signed him as of yet. Shout out Tana for supporting the chat and with a super chat. Appreciate that, bro. Here's the thing for me. I think you have a lot more offensive guys coming up. Back in the day, there was a lot more defensive. It's just about how you want your teams built. The main thing is though, right? Like it's about who's a good leader, who's not. Guess what? It don't matter if you're a defensive or offensive head coach if your team sucks, or if they just look bad. You know what I mean? Like it just don't matter, right? Like Matt Nagy was an offensive head coach. Not really though. He had one of the worst offenses in NFL history. And he really didn't have an offensive coordinator. Who was our offensive coordinator? Matt Nagy, realistically. Like you had dudes that had the job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I think realistically, to me, Flus starts to get smoked. To me, this season, Flus gets smoked if the team as a whole performs bad, or if they're not showing that principle. If they're not showing the fight, the extra mile, the things that he believes in, right? And I think that's when I use case in point with Pete Carroll. When you saw Pete Carroll start to get on the hot seat was when his defenses stopped showing the same teeth that they once had. When his offenses all of a sudden couldn't move the ball at all down the field, even though they were still putting up 28 to 30 something points a game, right? Like, but when you started to see, okay, what he does well is not working, and maybe that's holding back from the other side. To me, Flus, I don't know if Flus is on the hot seat this season, but the one thing that I will say is if there is just a complete ineptitude by the Chicago Bears on the defensive end that we saw last season, shout out to Connor Bedard out here, new Blackhawk, welcome, even though you're not here yet. Welcome, #1 pick. Let's hope we can get the trifecta out here. The big thing for me is that if the defense looks like it did, like last season is one of the worst defenses I've ever seen outside of Bears history, like in NFL. Like realistically, that was a bad defense, bro. Our sack leader was our safety.
It was bad.
Our sack leader starts off
it was bad.
30 miles.
Worst in history, though.
Hey, bro, that's one of the worst defenses I've ever seen in my life. Not my history, I should say. My history.
Okay, I'm about to say it's a lot of Detroit teams out here that sucks.
Hey, bro, that's one of the worst defenses I've ever seen in my life. That last year's defense was worse than Trestman's defense.
Oh Lord!
When they got 50 burgers sandwiched on them. Can you imagine giving up 50, having a bye week, and then giving up 50? That's crazy.
It sounds like nobody showed up. That's what it sounds like.
They hated him by that point.
They
hated him. They hated him. But I think realistically, to me, right, like the point where I start to give Flus some smoke is if the defensive side looks completely inept. And for me, right, it's the managerial part. If Luke Getsy doesn't look like a good coordinator, I'm looking at Flus, because to me, right, my biggest issue with Pace was never the fact that you hired Nagy. Nagy was the #1 option that offseason. He was. My biggest issue with Pace is that he was just riding with this mug.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what, it's like, hey, listen, like you're the boss.
He stuck with him way too long.
I feel like to a certain extent, I mean, not even just the NFL head coach to me, but I feel like his coordinators in general as well, because if you look at, I mean, even case in point last year, I mean, even with the Jets, like Robert Saleh's the head coach. Everybody already knew, like, yo, he was gonna have he was gonna have a defense going. Like,
yeah,
nobody questioned him about defense. Everybody just knew, like, hey, these offensive sets are pretty decent. They just need a quarterback. It's kind of the same thing with San Fran as well. Even though now I know is it I don't want to mispronounce his name. I think it's DeMarco Ryan.
DeMarco Ryan.
DeMarco Ryan. Yeah, everybody already knew it. Hey, he's gonna have his defense ready to play, but you know, Shanahan's gonna have his offense ready to play.
Did he land a head coaching job though?
Nah, he's with
he with Houston. He the one that went, because remember, this is the funny part. Technically, both sides was right on Houston, because they was like, don't be surprised if they take a defensive player in the top 10. And everybody was like, why would they ever take a defensive player when they need a quarterback? Boom, F them picks, P-Kid model. We take it both. I need a quarterback and I need a defensive lineman.
Back to back.
Hey, are we going to be able to put anything else on this team? Probably not.
No, probably not.
So quarterback and a defensive line.
So even in that aspect, I mean, even if you look at it with them, I mean, coming into this year, like you expect, like now he's kind of got the pieces on defense that he needs to kind of start something. You got Will Anderson Jr., Derek Stingley's on one side. They got it. They got a couple of linebackers, so nobody's really going to question them about the defense. They know that. The offense is probably going to need some things to work on, but I feel like it's kind of a leeway on both sides. But I don't know. It just depends on who you really want to take your pick on. To me,
I'd be trying not to sound all super negative about it, but I just look at it from just optically and just really looking at what we needed, what we've been yearning for in Chicago. There is no bigger pressure than Justin Fields, Luke Getsy, and Ryan Poles at this point. That tandem right there. And I just try not to state the obvious, because again, people is make it seem like you hating and stuff like that. But it's like, y'all got to realize, like, we're in an age where people are getting rid of QBs quick. They're not even trying to sit there and we're not going to play the game with you. Like, obviously, this ain't going to work out. I hope you have a good future. Go ahead, sit on this bench real quick to next season, and they bringing other people in. I mean, we've seen a carousel of QBs throughout the league in some organizations. Like, for real, they making it happen. If Ryan Poles wrote with Justin Fields and it just goes wrong, I guarantee you right now, you know, we're going to be looking at the stat line. There's going to be a national media watch on what Bryce Young does versus what Justin Fields does. If y'all think I'm lying, I'm telling you right now, we've never had, well, I'm not going to say never. We haven't had this much national media attention in so long, and the moves that were made were risky, but we all feel good about it. But that move right there, they're going to compare them to for the entire season. If Bryce Young has a stellar season and Justin Fields doesn't, that there's going to be a conversation midway through the season that everyone's going to be sitting there saying, did Poles get too cute?
Well,
did Poles do the wrong thing? And it's not going to be fair. I'm not saying it's going to be right. I'm not saying it's justified, but it's one of those things where you never really know, but you have to give him a shot.
Yeah, and I think I think two things about that still, right, is the fact that he's going to get compared to CJ, right? But then also, much forget, he's still getting compared to Trevor. And Trevor just got done making the playoffs
and winning around.
And they won around, and they added weapons. So then not only that,
and Trevor had Urban Meyer.
Exactly. He did, but and then he
had to wait.
What's your hand doing there, sir? Sir, get your hand away from there, sir. Sir. What are you doing with your hand, sir? Sir.
But this is a public place.
See you, sir.
But this is
it's a wasted season the same. Like they have a very similar storyline in Sunshine. Well, I would say Sunshine.
Justin, the tough part is, right, realistically, Justin had 2 wasted seasons. While last season wasn't realistically a waste, it's a waste in the sense of, right, like there's a lot of those games that you were in last year that you probably can win if Roquan Smith, Khalil Mack, Akeem Hicks, and Robert Quinn are on your team.
Yeah.
You're probably winning. I mean, you're probably talking about a similar case. You lost, 7 of those games by 1 score, and the 1 score was like the 38th point in the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you realistically could be talking about, I don't know if it's a crazy number, but maybe 3 or 4 of those games that you're talking about could go the other way. That changes your season from a 3-win season to a 6 or 7-win season. We're viewing that very differently if Justin has the offensive production. Now we're talking about in this season, get him a wide receiver, and actually we're talking about the same topics. Get him a wide receiver and build up the defense, but you're not in the same position to be able to go out and still do that, right? So you had to kind of pull the rug from under this team. Here's the interesting part, though. The fact that you saw Justin Fields develop in nothing. I mean, listen, shout out to Byron Pringle, but great smile. One job. You just catch that football. I mean, like, boom, right in there, you catch it. That's how like wide receiver. You know what I mean? Hey, Maserette Smith, you just step out of bounds. You know what I mean? You just right here, like you take one step to the left. Smith Marset, what everybody's name was, and it's
I
over.
like how you try to minimize that. It's a very hard job, Pat.
No,
but
legit.
I'm with you on that.
No, legit. No,
he's right.
It's a very hard job. You already know.
He's right.
Very hard job, right? But like, hey, listen, like you catch that ball at the end of the game, and like you just step right one step to the left, and right the clock stops, and you don't give up a strip sack or a strip fumble that turns into a touchdown the other way, right? Like, and so I think that realistically, seeing Justin, the part that gives me the most confidence in what Justin Fields is I saw Mitch in bad situations. Mitch looked bad in bad situations. Justin Fields, to me, didn't look bad in bad situations. Did it look like he was still developing? Did it look like he had some things that he needed to work on? For sure. Definitely is holding the football too long. But I saw a lot of good in what I can. I mean, listen, we had guys on our team that would get number one snaps at receiver that wouldn't be on other teams. Like that wouldn't be in the NFL if the only options were other teams.
I think the thing is, even to Kid's point about they're switching out
the left.
They're switching out these quarterbacks so fast. At the end of the day, I don't even think it's that. I feel like the offensive systems like are so set and ready for them, and they know like as a group, like when these coaches are talking about it, like these systems work. Like, yo, we just need you to go out and execute. So it's like if you can't execute some of the simplest things that we telling you, and it's going on year 2, and I'm not even trying to say we trying to win a championship, but we're at least trying to make some noise by getting to the playoffs and trying to do something when we get to the playoffs. If you can't execute that, you got to get up out of here, and then I'm gonna go look for me a Hendon Hooker or somebody like that. So I mean,
yeah, and I think here's the part that I like about Ryan Poles is none of our options next year are gone.
What's happening, Hayes?
We got 2 first-round picks. We got second-round picks. We got multiple fourth-round picks, right? Like none of our options next year. Like the Bears, realistically, and here's the thing that I will say: if Justin doesn't pan out this season, could you be moving off of him too quick? Possibly. Right, possibly. Could you be moving off of him? Could you be moving off of him too quick? Possibly, right? But Justin Fields has to show a step this season. There is pressure on Justin. He has to show. And I'm not talking about even, right? Like, I think people are slow playing this, right? They're talking about, oh, well, you know, if he gives me 3,100 yards. It's like 180 yards a game, 190 yards a game.
I'm thank you for saying that. Listen, I think people really don't get, like, I use a basketball reference. You ever been to the court and you saw somebody looked real good out there, but for some odd reason couldn't lay the ball for nothing?
Oh,
like, quick, easy, in and out. I'm at the cup. Boom. Hey, he can shoot, but for some odd reason, not really finishing around the cup, right? Like that player, you'll be like, man, looks real good, but he ain't producing, right?
Yeah.
You just gave this comment about Mitchell Trubisky. Looked real bad in some situations.
Looked bad in bad situations. Looked bad in some good situations. Yeah.
Look, guess what? Justin Fields has not had one season that was better than Mitchell Trubisky's season yet. That's
but I don't look at just the numbers at the end though too.
You
right?
can't just look at the numbers.
Like Mitch's statistical. Yes, Mitch's statistical numbers look great, but the part that nobody remembers on the double doink game is Mitch had multiple opportunities on the right side of the field to score a touchdown to not put us in that position, and didn't.
Hey, you're absolutely right.
He said, "What an accurate strike."
You're absolutely right, right? And so, like, that's one of those things where you talk about developing, you talk about QBs like really stepping up, but at the end of the day, statistically speaking, a better QB. Like, anyone can sit there and be like, "Oh, Justin Fields has more potential." Yeah, there's a lot of people who didn't realize their potential in the league. It's a lot of people who didn't realize their potential.
The tough part is, right? Like, for me, the numbers don't mean better. Right, like you used the basketball analogy. I'll throw one back at you. Jalen Green had amazing stats this year. There's probably 30 players in the league I'd take before I even thought of bringing Jalen Green on my team. Like, of course he can score. He don't look like he can play in the system.
And 4 of them are on the Magic. No, I'm just playing.
You're not. You're not lying. Well,
yeah, he's lying.
I'm trying to think. I would take Franz before Jalen Green. I would take Paolo before Jalen Green. I would take.
That's about it.
I would take Markelle Fultz before Jalen Green.
Huh?
I feel like Markelle Fultz can run a system.
The only reason why,
but he can't stay healthy.
That's true. Markelle.
The only reason why I would not even consider that is because Jalen Green seems to have an attitude issue, but talent wise, I think at this point he's the better player.
Yeah, but it's a lot of dudes that we watched in this NBA that had so much talent, and then you just be like, "Hey, bro, like." What you gonna do when right? Like,
in fact, I actually challenge you in saying that Justin Fields is more like Jalen Green. He has a lot of talent. He showed you a lot of promise, but it didn't amount to anything yet. He has to take a step. Like, if you talk about a talented player, and I would look at Franz Wagner as like your Mitchell Trubisky. Like, yeah, he seems like he's like a steady, because Wagner is not gonna be a star.
Mitch. What are you talking about? Franz got
Franz.
Franz a bucket.
Who are you talking about?
Mortz Wagner.
Ain't nobody talking about Mo. Nobody want Mo. I'll take Mo.
But Mo is a good player.
On the Bulls, I'll take Mo. Mo's not a bad player. Mo not a bad player, but Mitch is a bad player. You know what I mean? Like, we gotta stop.
And I feel like
Mitch is not good at football.
And you know what though? I'm not gonna lie. I'm with Pat on that, because I've been saying this for a minute. I think the only thing that separated me was that year when they went 12-4. After that, these mugs got tape, and after they got tape, Mitch was like, "Oh."
Yeah, once they figured him out, right? Like they literally said, we're gonna let him throw the football. We're just gonna have multiple spies on every play. With Justin, I feel like they put multiple spies on Justin. They didn't slow him down, but they put him out there, right? Like, and I think the difference to me is that I saw Justin Fields be a leader in crap, like literal crap. I saw Justin Fields be a leader of garbage, and he still displayed those qualities and still tried to make the best plays, still tried to get things done. At the end of the day, the talent wasn't around him. Now, here's how we bring this to this season. You got talent. I don't care what y'all think of Chase Claypool. He ain't worse than Equanimeous St. Brown. I'm
not gonna lie.
He's not worse than Byron Pringle.
That's my offensive pick.
He's not worse than there's no way that you can talk about Chase Claypool and say he's so much worse than most of the guys we had last season. I do think N'Keal Harry actually has some talent. I think he just didn't work with Justin, and Justin didn't trust nobody at the point where he came back. But right, like, to me, you're talking about a wide receiver room that's DJ Moore, hopefully Darnell Mooney. Darnell Mooney, we got a little bit of a timeline update on Mooney, a kind of a timeline update. They hope he's back for training camp. Chase Claypool, Cole Kmet. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, like, listen to the Chicago Bears podcast from today if you have not. Courtney Cronin was on there with me today. She's Chicago Bears reporter for ESPN, and they're talking about Rashawn Johnson like he finna be the starting back. Like, they talking about this man like, hey, look, we got to go through the process of firing y'all. You know it, like, somebody getting fired, but like you can't tell them. Like, that's how they do it. Like Rashawn is here to take somebody's job out here. But you're adding that weapon into your backfield, right? Like, there's so many pieces here that, to me, what Ryan Poles has done this season is remove the excuses.
Mm-hmm.
Even if Darnell Wright isn't great, even if he's not great, I can still say that that's a semblance of an offensive line. If he's good, you have a better offensive line than you had last year. So now to me, I'm looking at it and I'm saying, okay, even if it's.
What if he struggles?
Here's the thing. Say it's the fit, but perfect
like
example.
When you say not great, I'm thinking, all right, cool.
All right, what if
he struggles like severely though?
Listen.
Does Justin still get the pass?
Joe Burrow made it to the third round. No.
Bro, Joe Burrow
made it to the third round. He's lived his entire NFL career without tackles.
Hey, Joe Burrow didn't made it to the playoffs without a line. Hey, that man was just snapping the ball and
got sacked 9 times and still won.
Hey, but here's the thing. That's what I'm saying. I need to see that level of leap from Justin. Not to say it has to go all the way, but I need to see that level of, okay, the pressure's coming. I need to be able to make this play. You know what? Maybe running ain't the best decision here, or maybe running is the best decision here. I need the decision making to be quick. I need him to be able to get plays done because I know that if he gets the ball out there, he has playmakers that can help him make plays. DJ Moore, whatever you believe in, is a playmaker.
I actually just need him to get on Sunshine's level.
I mean,
I got to compare him to his contemporaries. I can't. I don't want to put him against Joe Burrow because I think Joe Burrow is a much better QB than both of them.
Joe Burrow came in one season before. They all contemporaries, bro. It's not like this mug is 16 years ahead.
I mean,
but hold on. Listen, I don't compare.
But hear me out. I don't compare contemporaries out the water, though.
I don't compare Joe Burrow to Pat Mahomes. That's 3 seasons apart.
Y'all kind of do. I really don't.
Well, I mean,
you have to.
He's beaten them 3 times. So
you have to. Once you get into MVP talk,
defense.
Listen, we can
Patrick Mahomes.
We compare
defense.
He didn't beat him when it counted. We compare.
Yes, he did. He beat him to go to the Super Bowl.
Oh, I guess they did do it to each other, didn't they? They both did. They both did it to each other. Well, Pat Mahomes just got him back this season. Oh, my mama. But I don't know, man. I think that there needs to be a real leap of. We shouldn't be talking about another 3,100-yard quarterback. If Justin Fields is this level of guy,
Lamar Jackson got MVP with 3,100 yards.
Listen, okay. I get that. Lamar Jackson also threw a bunch of passing touchdowns. And actually, more of them were over 20 yards than you would think, kid. I actually had to go back and look at that after the show. More of them were over 20-yard passing touchdowns than you would think. He got some bombs in that season. He was letting that mother fly. And it's the only season he had a receiver, too. That's the funny part.
It's kind of wild. He was letting it fly, but he averaged like 180 yards a game. Like he was letting it fly.
Well, and listen, no, it was a lot of running. It was a lot of running, but it was also a lot of like when it was like I'm gonna run to like the 50, and then I'm just finna
Hey, no, you know what that was? I'm going to take this layup. Here's the 3. Take this layup. Here's the 3. That's what it was.
Listen,
I'm not saying
that's corner 3. That's good basketball. Corner 3. Shut up. That's Family Guy. Oh, come on. You're cheating. Corner 3.
Still, what should I do with this? Corner
3. Hey, that glitch was real too. That was crazy.
Speaking of corner,
that glitch was real. That glitch was real. Nah, but for me, right, when I look at I'm not limiting what Justin Fields should be. Like, there's a lot of people that are just gonna be like, listen, if he has a 3,500-yard season or a 3,200-yard season and he's got 36 touchdowns, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, yep, we don't have a franchise quarterback. He couldn't get 4,000 yards. To look at the yards is dumb. Because there's a lot of dudes that can put up 4,000 yards that I wouldn't want on my team. I don't want Kirk Cousins. That's just kid. Kirk Cousins don't do nothing for me, right? Like, guess what? He throw a lot of yards. He lose in the first round when it counts.
Man, I would love for Justin to get to the first round.
Hey, facts. 100%.
Get to the first round. That's all I'm saying. Help
100% facts. But I'd like to win in the first round, right? I mean, like. So for me, I'm one of those people, as I can't hear a word y'all saying. I just pull my headphones out. That's how it be working sometimes. I'm just one of those people where it's like, if I can see it, like last year, I could see that Justin Fields was a better quarterback. Okay, now show me again. Show me the next step. I can see what's wrong around you. Ryan Poles fixed a lot of what's wrong around you. There's a lot right around you right now. I'm excited for a Chicago Bears offense. You know, the last time I was excited for a Bears offense? I mean, like,
I think Damon is a Lions fan. He gonna say golf. Hey, listen. They be hating on Goff, but Goff was slinging that pill.
I mean, I get you, pill. But it's still
4,500 yards, 29 touchdowns, 7 INTs. That's called efficiency, my boy. I'm sorry. I like it.
But I gave you this. I gave you a little bit of credit on Goff last season because I said there's a lot of games that they lost 31-30. There's a lot of games they lost 35-30. Jared Goff did enough on the offensive end. Your defense didn't do nothing. So I'll give you right. Like Goff probably makes the playoffs last year. I don't know how far they get, but if the defense was just had like one more pass rusher, they probably made the playoffs. Yeah. And if Jeff Okudah wasn't falling down everywhere,
bro, Jeff Okudah was.
Hey, they were biting. They were biting kneecaps though.
Hey, you got to bite them kneecaps, baby.
Hey, Goff is still Goff. Hey, here's the thing.
He might be. Here's the thing. He's always been a 4,000+ yard passer. And he's always had coaches that were like, yeah, I wouldn't want you in the last minute and a half of the game slinging that thing.
Listen, you know what that sounds like to me? That sounds like you have a dominant player for 3 quarters and you need someone to help him close. Sounds like a lot like LeBron's career for most of the time.
Well, speaking of
LeBron actually number 1 in clutch buckets all the time.
Actually, it's Jimmy buckets, but okay.
No, Jimmy's top 10.
No.
LeBron's actually number 1.
It's literally
LeBron's number 1 because of how many he took.
Yeah.
But
I mean, listen, you got to make him
number 1.
You got to make him
number 1 in percentage.
I don't think so. I think Jimmy's just top 5 now.
Top 5.
Tell me how you
Jimmy
really
freaking
feel.
Butter.
Hey, Jimmy getting buckets out here. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hey, ECF run for the Knicks, by the way. ECF run. Hey, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page, man. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. No, that's what Ken said. Ken
said that, and I've been giving him smoke for that ever since.
He said the Knicks,
and that man ain't said not one word.
He said that he legitimately said the Knicks were going to make a Atlanta Hawks type run.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
And they can't they can't hit the side of the backboard.
You know how you said corner 3? Julius Randle. Left. That's right. You got left. That's right. Left.
No, like he said the right team, Atlanta Hawks. Like they made it, but you didn't believe it.
I mean,
I actually wasn't that surprised. There's a lot of injuries in their way. There's a lot of injuries in their way.
And they shot the mess out the ball.
If you say Atlanta's in the Eastern Conference Finals, even today, you can be like, all right, so who they playing?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Atlanta always been the same to me. Dominique Atlanta, Kyle Korver Atlanta, Trae Young Atlanta. They all get the ECFs. You know what they do? They get clapped. Like you ain't never talked about Atlanta. You ain't never talked to Atlanta. Who believed in Atlanta in Atlanta in them Kyle Korver seasons?
But Kyle Korver's different. But them Dominique's years, man. Neek was nice. Neek
was nice. Yeah,
guess
what?
Nice.
Joe Johnson was nice. Joe Johnson was nice. I ain't believe he was gonna beat LeBron.
Joe Johnson still nice.
I mean, like
ISO Joe was there.
Yeah.
That was a squad.
It was a squad. They led the NBA in wins.
ISO Joe, Jamal.
I ain't believe they was gonna beat LeBron.
I think at the end of it all, man, like when we look at who gets the most smoke, we realize that this is the feel I get from the chat, from us. We don't even really care about the defense at this point because we're trying to see what this offense look like.
Oh no, I care about the defense.
I don't know about you, but I care about the defense.
Because here's the thing. I don't want Justin to be in a Jared Goff situation. Realistically, right?
If you gave me 2 choices.
If Jared Goff wins 2 more games, and there were 2 games, there was like probably 4 or 5 that they could have won. But if he wins 2 more games, you're talking about a season that ends what? 11-6? They're in the playoffs.
You got them winning between 7 and 10 games. So if Justin Fields ends this season 9-8, yeah, I like that. I like that too, but I don't want the reason that we're sitting here talking about it being a complete ineptitude on one side of the ball. I prefer if I have to choose. I'd rather the ineptitude be on the defensive side for once. That's all I'm saying. Like, if I go 9-8 and my defense sucks, I'll roll it to the next season knowing that I got the QB. I did the right thing. My GM did the right thing. He sold off the defense the year before. He put some rookies in. We developed some people. We traded for some people. Signed some free agents. Guess what? He gave him a year to develop. Now we roll it to the second year of this experiment. Gun ho. I like that. That's actually a really good game plan. Here's I go from 3-4 and what was we 4-13?
3-13. Or 3-14. 3-14.
I go from 3-14 to 9-8. Oh, heck yeah, that's progression.
Yeah, but here's
defense sucked, but we won more games.
Yeah, but here's what I'll say about that, right? To me, that's fool's gold. Because there's a lot of people that are just like, oh, I gotta have the offense. I need this high-powered offense. I need this team that can score a lot of points. But then you got a defense on the other side that can't stop anybody, i.e., who is that? Chargers, pretty much. Little
Chargers. But they got hurt.
I mean, listen, they got hurt. I agree with you, but I'm saying, right, like high-powered offense. They did try on the defensive end. I get you, but high-powered offense, a defense that couldn't stop anybody, right? Little bit of Tampa. They got hurt as well. Most of the guys that we talk about got hurt, but like I think the part, right, like to me, what I see with the Lions is the Lions could go one of two directions this season. I think that they're going to get better. I think that they're going to take a step forward. I do. But realistically, I wouldn't be surprised if their defense was just so inept that they took a step back. I like the pieces that they added, but I don't know how those pieces are going to pan out. Right? Like, so to me, I'm very big on, right, like, I want to know coming into a season that I have enough for the offense to stand out. It doesn't have to be the best offense in the NFL. I don't need the best offense in the NFL right now. We can get there one day, but I don't need it right now. But
we ranked last year.
What they bottom. What they at the end. What they 33. What they did. what I do need to see from the Bears defense is enough competency. One, because we have a defensive head coach, but enough competency to say, hey, listen, I'm still putting my quarterback in good positions because those are the teams that go the farthest. Right, like the problem with the reason Jared Goff's able to put up so many yards because this man's starting at the 20 every time because somebody's scoring the other time. I want a defense that's like, hey, here's the ball at the 40 once a game, just once, just hey, every now and then, maybe get a stop. Yeah, I mean, just once.
This is a good comment.
That is a good comment. Chiefs don't have a good defense, but they make stops. I would never sit there and be like the Chiefs have the most dominant. I've never said that actually. Even the year that they won with the Honey Badger, I was like, the Honey Badger's a really good defensive player.
Their biggest weapon is just how high powered their offense is. Their offense is so high powered and they can respond so quickly. It's just amazing.
Yeah,
that's the closest thing to like a Golden State type of situation I've seen in an NFL scenario.
Listen, you got a Golden State. Steph about to get murdered. Y'all heard that door? Hey, throw some WD-40 on that, dog. What the heck was that? Jesus Christ. What's going on over there, bro? Like, tell your dad buy some WD-40 and spray it on all the doors around there. That mess was terrifying. That sounded like the beginning of Thriller right there. That mother.
Man, I think obviously we play GM differently. We definitely would play Madden coach differently because I look at if we could go Lions situation, oh man, that's a plus. That's a plus.
I'm not saying it's a bad situation to be in. I think the Bears are in a better situation heading into next season because I know Ryan Poles has enough common sense to not draft a running back at 12th overall when you need a pass rusher. But I do, you know what I mean? But
bro, they had the worst draft.
The second and third round was a lot better, but that first round was god awful. But I do think that it would be another situation where you're like, well, it's not his fault that we lost these games. It's his fault. And my thing is, I just want to see as much taken away to where we finally can just say, well, why did we win the game? I don't want it to be why are we losing these games? I want it to be, well, why did we win the game? Or was it something that Justin did that took away from the game? Or you know what I mean? Like take as much off of the quarterback situation as you can so that you can look at the quarterback and get a real estimation of him. The defense plays into that.
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, listen, Mitch got a 24-12 season with 3,500 yards. We know where he started that ball at. Hey, we know where he started that ball at.
That man was starting the ball at the 50.
I'm going to tell you this right now, kid. Go rewatch them seasons. It's because of his defense. Hey, bro.
That man was starting that ball.
That defense was taking that football away.
Hey, and that's the only time he was mad because.
Hey, that man was on. He was starting that mug like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing here either, but I'm finna hand this mug off to Monty. Like, get the heck out of here. That's a good question here. What does DJ Moore rank among wide receivers in the North? Oh, he might be second.
No.
Is he worse than Amon-Ra St. Brown?
He's top 5.
Nah, second.
He's talking about just in the NFC North. He might be the second best in the NFC North.
Nah, he's second because
Justin Jefferson is one. Justin
Jefferson is one. That's not even a question. The reason why I put DJ 2 is because as good as Amon-Ra St. Brown is, and he definitely had that stretch where he was killing him, he has these stretches where he like gets going, and then after that, like he's hurt. So then, like as soon as he's hurt, they gotta shift everything.
It says shift, right?
Shift.
Shift.
H-I-F-T. Shift. They gotta shift everything to.
That's not a bad question. He might be the second.
So he's second. I got him second.
I gotta wait to see what Addison does.
What?
I'm big on Addison, bro. Jordan Addison.
So let me get this straight. So you gotta wait on a rookie.
Hey, listen. Hey, I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Hear me out.
He's not gonna be the second best receiver in this division.
Like
he has a good chance because he has a juggernaut on the other side of him.
Who?
Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, but that still don't mean that you're the number one.
You saying that you gotta wait to see if he's better than DJ now?
I'm just saying that Tyler Boyd and what's the name? That situation in Cincinnati worked out where they was getting a lot of yards because you didn't know who to double some of those times. Like
I'm not right. He's not even bad. I don't even feel like
it could work out the same way.
I don't even think Jordan Addison's the number 2 coming into this season.
Like
because they got rid of what's his name? They got rid of
Adam Thielen,
they got rid of Thielen because of I don't want to mess his name up. But he was
Now here's the thing. I want y'all to understand. I'm saying this based on the fact that Minnesota has a more established like process right now. I'm not saying it's the best, but like they have weapons. They have
KJ Osborne.
All that.
KJ Osborne.
So like we don't know what DJ Moore looks like here yet. So like, hey, when you say who's the best, it's like obviously if we just go off of record and what he's done at a different team,
going off of talent. DJ Moore to me is the second best.
Wait, you said we don't know what DJ Moore looked like.
You don't know what he looks like in this system. You don't know like what he looks like with Justin Fields. Like you just don't. Like there's nobody on this stream that can say you know what he's gonna look.
Okay, but what we saying to you is the reason why you getting cooked on
because you don't know what Jordan Addison is going to look like.
You saying that the rookie is better than the dude that's putting up consistent 1,000-yard seasons with 3 other quarterbacks?
No, I'm saying that situationally, I trust that Kirk Cousins can get him the ball, and I don't know if Justin can yet. I don't know what that situation looks like.
Man,
it don't necessarily mean that he's a bad receiver.
But you don't know what Jordan Addison is going to look like in that system either. Jordan Addison might be the kick returner.
Right now, like if you said, hey, he's lining up, I'm like, hey, I don't know if he's the second. Like if you say based off talent, yeah, I would say DJ Moore is the second best receiver in that thing. But like based off the system they play in and like the QBs that they have,
that was the question.
I got stats to back that up though.
I'm adding context as to why I said what I said. I'm just saying you don't have to agree. I frankly don't care if you do. You, the Jack, and the whole stream go kick like I like the question.
I'm just saying this is the question. Brought up Jordan Addison out of nowhere, and then his logic was, we'll know what DJ Moore gonna look like in this one.
I don't know. Like that's why I said I would wait to see who's the second best. Because hey, listen, Like I saw Justin Jefferson come out of nowhere and like as a rookie was the best receiver in the entire conference. One of the best receivers.
Yeah, but I knew Justin Jefferson was going to be the best receiver. Justin Jefferson could have left college a year early and been the best receiver in the NFC North.
Facts. I'm not taking that away, but like when we watched that draft and we saw him going to Minnesota, we were like, all right, they got somebody who like we all looked at his tape and was like, we would like to have him in the Bears jersey. And so like based off that, I was just like, I could see why they picked him up. It was a good pickup for them.
Isaiah Brown said, give him a bigger hat. For the cap. The
cap doesn't do right now.
So let me ask you this.
No.
Jordan Addison, I'm going to screenshot this. If he goes off this season, I want you to buy the hat.
No, it's the logic that you use.
Like,
it's not your
I want him to buy the hat.
No, your logic is wild. This man said, I don't know what DJ Moore gonna look like, but the unproven rookie got a better chance. Like at a minute, listen, I didn't know what Allen Robinson was gonna look like with Mitch. He still got over 1,000 yards. Hey, shout out.
Now here's the thing.
Hey, Allen Robinson.
Am I clarifying? And with me clarifying, was I saying that he didn't have the talent? Was I saying that I don't know if he's going to be able to get the ball?
You said he's third.
No, I didn't say he was third. I said I don't know. I don't know. I'm
you
not going to say that.
Literally said he's probably third. I gotta wait and see.
He said I gotta wait and see. But it's like
because what was the game?
Even with the wait and see, you don't see how like
what was the game plan?
You don't see how like it's not out of the realm of possibility.
We do like Jordan Addison. I'm not gonna lie. I like Jordan Addison.
I like Jordan Addison, but it's
I don't know if he gonna be number 2, bro. Like you got this man as the second best receiver in the division.
What's that Boosie mean? Come on now, dog.
Now hold on. Here's the thing. I'm not saying he's gonna be more talented. He may have more opportunity to catch the rock because of the type of attention that his partner is gonna draw. Like that's the same thing since it happened in Cincinnati. Like Tyler Boyd by himself was a good wide receiver, but he wasn't the same thing as Chase Young. But when they start shutting him down, he got a lot of catches. They both put up a lot of yards because of how that worked. So I'm like, I can see Minnesota doing that. We don't have that here yet.
Hey, y'all see that hat on the back wall there? It's just getting higher and higher for the levels of cap. Shout out to Kid, man. Kid absolutely. Hey, Kid moonwalk smooth in the mud. Hey, Kid.
Hey, I never backed up. I never backed up. Like I never said he was third. So like it's nothing to moonwalk from.
Is crazy.
Hey, that man
moonwalk from.
Hey, shout out to Kid, boy. He know how to get us to an hour. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in to show and love as always.
Got to the hour.
Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this one. Hey, this the best part. I'm a post this clip and he gonna be like, ain't no way you just posted this clip with no context. Be like, I can't post a 17-minute clip.
I'm a stand on it. Hey, I'm a stand on because it'll be like, hey, listen, they got the best receiver in the league practically. It's a good chance he catches a lot of balls. Just saying. Pause.
Follow us on everything. I mean, listen, we talk about football. If we pause on that, we wild. Follow us on everything, man. Appreciate you guys for showing everything love.
That's childish.
We get childish. We be pretty childish out here. I'm not gonna lie, man. Hey, as always, man.
He caught a ball to the face. Like what?
Hey, that's it's crazy.
Yo,
they throw it at his head though.
Gary said, "P Kid, you worried about Jordan Love?"
All right, then we're gonna end the show.
Hey man, follow us on everything at the WC Breeze. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Peace.